Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to evercrisis. I know it's been a while. I've been sick / holidays, haven't had a chance to make any videos or really do anything. It took me down, but I'm back. I'm going to be talking about the banners today, talking about Cloud, talking about Sephiroth. Before we start though, this is going to be my last video of the year, so I want to say Happy New Year's everyone. Hope you have a great one and thank you so much for the constant support this entire year. It's been one of those hop back into YouTube after so long, and you guys have shown nothing but support during the entire time. Before this, I was doing a couple of other things, but nothing too serious, nothing too dedicated, and I dedicated myself to evercrisis, and it turned out to be a lot of fun, and met a huge amount of you guys along the way, so I can't be more thankful than I am right now for the amount of support and love and community that just grown out of this. Thank you guys for being here in the videos, over at Twitch, over on my Discord. I really appreciate all of it. So with that on the side, a really huge thank you and Happy New Year's to you guys. Let's go talk about Cloud and Sephiroth's new setup. All right, let's get through this video. Sorry, my voice is still a little hurt. We're going to talk about how this is the last Arcanium / Mastery costume of Element to come out, which means there might be a new meta around the corner. So we have fire, ice, wind, earth, lightning. We got it all. Non-elemental costumes, everything. It sucks that it's on Cloud because, well, it does and it does, right? A lot of people want to just work on one character and have them all have everything. That's very good, right? Cloud can do a lot of things and he's already built and he's very strong. He's got a lot of sub weapons, right? Overall, it's good to have your team of 3 to 4 characters, no problem, right? But this is a sign that now that they finally have all the elemental costumes out, even non-elemental, means they might start rotating it between all the characters. So now someone else will get that, and that's good because I wanted this fire to be on someone else like Red 13, Barret, Yuffie, someone, right? That way Thundercloud, Ramuh summon, Sephiroth ice, or Tifa or Aerith ice costumes for Shiva, and then you had all 3 summons lined up, right? You would have Ramuh, Shiva, and Ifrit on a 3rd character, but because Cloud has the Fire Arcanium, he now has both Ramuh and he has Ifrit. But if you run, I guess, the Mastery on Sephiroth and use him as a fire and use Ifrit, you can do Tifa or Aerith using Shiva, but it would have been nice to see this fire on someone else. So keep that in mind, that because all the costumes are out, they might rotate it, or they might bring on a new meta / better costumes, something that's different, right? Or they might just keep exactly the same and start rerunning costumes. It's just cool that we are finally there where all the elements are out. So let's talk about Cloud. To start this off, you can't go wrong. This is like Murasame Cloud. This is like any other Arcanium setup. It's a very powerful weapon. If you guys don't have Cloud, you're new to the game, Murasame, Maritime, right? This is really strong. I say it's one of the better banners than anything that's come out, besides the earth, sorry, not the earth one, the ice one and the Ramuh one, because it lines up with the summon right now. This makes Cloud strong, makes his weapon really strong, but it also makes Ifrit strong. So the Arcanium costume, 35% increase to fire damage, is really strong because of Ifrit summon at the moment, right? Making this one of the better Arcanium setups to pull for. So if you're new and you don't have a costume for Cloud, go for it. You hands down have a brand new DPS who's going to be better than Ramuh, Murasame, Cloud. You don't have to worry about missing that anymore because this weapon actually has more than Murasame. It's got 850%, and we're going to talk about that afterwards. But if you were to fully max this out or just any, it's stronger than Murasame in every point. So this is a really good costume. Can't go wrong. Boost attack, 35% increase in damage, and then the weapon itself, overall 24 physical attack and fire boost, going all the way to the good stats of 40 to 36. Nothing over the top, just right. And 850 is really important to realize, because if we go into our wish list and we look at like Tifa's new weapon that just came out, it's only at 800%. That's another 50%. You can see they're slowly climbing this percentage up, because if you look at Cloud's OG Murasame that came out, the first costume, right? It maxes out at 750. Right, which is like a kind of like a basic thing that's on characters. If I can find Rage Collar, which is this one, Rage Collar goes to 750, and this wasn't a banner weapon, right? So you can see from 750 of Cloud's Murasami to his new weapon being 850% potency, it is getting stronger and stronger. Not by a lot for over 100 days, but it's something to keep in mind. So straightforward weapon, 850% maxed out. 1 copy will do 480, and 6 overboost will do 710, right? Great materia slots in the back, 20%, X sigil, all very straightforward, and a max physical attack of 578, which is one of the highest, if the highest, in the game right now. Can't go wrong with this weapon. Can't go wrong with the costume, can't go wrong with the banner, right? There is not much to say besides this is Fire God Cloud, where Thunder God Cloud exists from the beginning of the game. They ended off the new year with the fire version, making him very powerful. All right, so let's talk about Sephiroth now. Sephiroth did get a costume that increases by 20% fire damage, right? It's not Arcanium, it's called Mastery, and it's a little bit weaker, but it brings survivability of boost HP plus 10, right? Putting you into a really good position to start surviving, and Sephiroth kind of needs that in most of his setups. Every character needs more HP eventually, especially in the harder content. So these kind of costumes are really good in that sense that they bring both damage and survivability. You can't go wrong with this. There's one problem. Sephiroth isn't built for damage. It's weird. He's going to do damage, you're going to build him properly, but they didn't give him a fire weapon. This weapon isn't fire. This weapon is non-elemental. It is basically the equivalent of Bald Eagle on Lucia. It's got crazy R abilities. It's a, what do you call it, breach. This one's fire breach. Lucio's was an ice breach. They both do non-elemental up to OB6 of 480 non-elemental, and that's important. I'm going to show you why in a second, but there's no fire except for the materia slot. Just like Lucia, it still does really good damage. You throw a 4 or 5-star fire materia on there and you're going to do really good damage. You're just not going to do Cloud level damage or any character that has Arcanium or Mastery with a weapon. They just didn't give him a weapon. Which, you know, is totally fine, because what this weapon brings is very powerful. It is the fire breach in the game, which is highly needed for a lot of setups, right? More breaches, the better. We have Seaside Caller with Thunder, Bald Eagle, we have Fire Breach. It's great to see, and I'm happy with it. At OB6 though, 480 non-elemental, you're not going to be doing crazy damage, and put that to perspective, Cloud's weapon, just 1 copy, is 480 with an element, right? So the fact that you get 6 copies at 480 damage is meaning that he's not going to be doing damage. It's utility. And the way it works is that it's going to bring down physical defense mid to mid tier, and then Fire Breach is going to be low to mid tier, but at OB6 you're going to get high tier right away on the first cast for Fire Breach, which is nice, right, to have that right away. As for the physical defense one, it's just going to be mid to mid, and when you max it out, it's mid to mid. So that is totally fine. Black whiskers kind of idea on Zack, right? OB6 is kind of where you want to be, and you're happy with that. Now, the R abilities are fantastic, just like Bald Eagle, 54 physical attack, with the element being at 36 points. Really strong, 30% of that fire ability for materia, like we talked about, making Sephiroth able to drop that fire breach and then spam fire materia for 3 ATB. Give him really good ATB, what do you call it? Like, not manipulation, but very good management. So he'll cast 3 and he's ready to cast that breach again, or something else utility wise, like a D-Brave or something, right? That needs to be part of the fight. So if you have his Kuja Blade as well, lowering its hack and then doing some fire breaching, it is good that the weapon itself doesn't need to be spammed for damage, making him utility with some damage because of the materia slot, and then you can continue the whole utility on him, right? So overall, it is not the best, it's not the worst, it's there for utility, which makes it high tier and very strong, especially if you're pulling for the Cloud right now. Having Sephiroth on the team with this setup, plus the other utility he's got, or just continuing damage with other weapons, makes him very strong on this banner as well. It's just weird that it wasn't fire. It would have been nice. Even for Lucia, it would have been nice if that weapon was ice with Ice Breach, but they substitute that with the materia slot. So Just wanted to make you guys aware of that. I'm not saying it's bad because of that. I'm just saying you're not going to pull Sephiroth and be like, I'm going to do huge numbers like Cloud. No, Cloud's here for the damage. Sephiroth's there for utility. With damage, just not crazy numbers. But again, I get through the game with my no overboost account. And my main account uses a lot of materia because I don't have every Arcanium in the game since I'm both free-to-play accounts, right? So materias work. They're strong. And when you get 30% boost slots like that, incredible. So now let's talk about wish list. There is only 5 weapons in the game that are fire, right? Sephiroth technically has one of the best fire masteries in the game because he gets to go all the way to 100. Now there is diminishing returns when it comes over here. From 55 points to 65, it gives you 15% increase, but from 65 to 80, you only get 10%, right? Still really strong, really good, but you really got to go out of your way to do this, but not on Sephiroth. Sephiroth is able to get to the 100 points like we talked about Aerith with the ice setup because he has 2 fire weapons. Prototype Crimson Blade here is the best one to wishlist for Cloud or for Sephiroth as well. But if you want like a sub weapon to increase damage on your Cloud to make him stronger, Prototype Crimson. 40 boost attack with 36 fire potency. Very, very, very powerful. If you are running Sephiroth with his fire breach and there is a bunch of mobs, you can run him with this weapon. But if you're only going to run Cloud and then use that fire breach weapon only on Sephiroth to make Cloud stronger, then this is going to go on Cloud and work really strong. But it makes Sephiroth able to hit the max mastery for fire, which is cool. But one of the best ones for sub weapons. Then we got Glenn's Crew Wrecker over here, or Kicker, sorry, which has HP survivability with fire. You're going to need this in a lot of situations. So that's another good one to wish list. You've got Rage Caller, which has boost of 54, attack here. But if you're doing Sephiroth's weapon, it is good to combine them both to give you almost maxed out just on those 2 weapons combined. But this only gives you 12 at fully maxed out fire potency. So not the greatest, but this would have been so good if he had a Arcanium costume, because he can main hand this and then take Cloud's weapon and Sephiroth's weapon, and Red 13 would have been crazy, but that's besides the point. That's another one you guys can be looking at. Barrett is magic on it, so it's not going to really give you both of them, so you don't have to do that one. And then you got Zack's weapon, which brings 48 fire potency with boost attack, but boost attack's at 27, again lower, right? Not really high. So there is a weird combination when it comes to the fire weapons, but those are your choices. I think the Crimson Blade on Sephiroth, or sorry, Prototype Crimson Blade on Sephiroth is very good. Survivability with Zack. Red 13 if you need more boost attack, and if you want more fire potency, you got Zack's weapon. Obviously, you guys should be working on other weapons that you want to max out. Your Sun Umbrella, other characters that are not OB6 yet on their main with Arcanium setups, throw that in there. But really, throw in there these 2 for sure for survivability with fire potency and more damage with fire potency. And then between Zack and Red 13's Rage Caller or his Crystal Sword, you guys choose if you need more boost attack or if you need more fire potency. And that's pretty much it for the wish listing. It is making your other character strong or making the banner itself very, very strong, right? I think this banner is great. I think the costumes are great. This reminds me of Auron from Final Fantasy X. I really want to run this, but I also want to continue saving because my Cloud with a 4-star fire blow on his other costumes are doing perfectly fine. I have a Cloud that's almost 4,000 physical attack, and all I gotta do is throw any materia on there on a 20% materia slot, and he does tons of damage, and I've passed all the content. As of now, content will get harder. Obviously, hitting weaknesses with the proper weapon is way better, but I kind of want to keep saving on my main account. As much as I want Cloud to be the Swiss Army knife that he is, bringing in every utility and crushing it, I feel like I'm okay. On my other account though, because I don't have Murasami costume, I'm probably going to pull for this weapon and costume because my Cloud over there needs it. You can go either way. Throw everything into one character, make him super strong, which is a very good idea. But if that character is already super strong, like my Cloud is, I kind of want to move on to the next thing. So, because I'm living with Lucia's Earth Arcanium. I don't have Aerith's Wind Arcanium. I didn't get anything like that. I don't have his Water Mastery. So there's a lot of things I missed, but I'm still beating all the content. So I might still deciding that I might skip this because I want to see what's next. It's here until January 14th. That's my idea of what I'm doing for polling. Did want to talk about how strong it is though. This very, very powerful banner. You are not going to be weak if you pull for this banner. You're not going to be weak if you pull multiple copies, OB6, both of them. If you throw everything into this banner, you're going to come out on top no matter what. You have Ifrit Summon that goes with this, a Fire Arcanium, a Fire Breach. You've got brand new R abilities for these sub weapons, right? These 2 weapons can go on anything for their boost physical attack alone is really strong, right? So you can't go wrong with this banner. Just put in your head what you really need, and that is the choice you guys got to make, right? What's around the corner, since this is the last element that we were missing? What's next? At the same time, let's bond to waifus. Enjoy, have fun with it. So that's pretty much everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you're doing for the banner. Are you pulling? Are you skipping? A lot of you guys are going to say Yuffie. You want to skip until you pull for Yuffie or a new character. I'm looking towards Vincent for a very long time. I already through my thought process and what I'm going to be doing. I'll let you guys know. You'll know if a pull or skip video happens, or a pull video, sorry. Besides that, I hope you guys enjoy the new year. Thank you for all the love and support again. And thank you guys so much for just always being there and just hanging out in the community, be that Discord, YouTube, or my Twitch channel. I appreciate all of it. I love you guys. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell y'all later.